Hey, what's going on? I'm Daniel and I want you to win with money. Here are 10 easy steps for financial freedom. But first, let me add the caveat that over the years, as I've engaged in financial coaching, I'm often reminded that what comes easy to me now was not easy to me 15 years ago. Easy is relative. When we first tied our shoes, it wasn't easy at first. Riding a bike is pretty easy once you get the hang of it, but it wasn't always easy. If these don't seem easy to you at first, be encouraged that that's normal and it's a sign that you're getting started on something, and that's okay. There's usually a steep learning curve anytime you're getting started on something. A foundation is built one brick at a time. Some of these are about how we think about money, and others are just simple mechanics. The first one is a great place to start, and everything starts with an idea, and the easiest way for an idea to take hold is to expose yourself to new information by reading and researching. I can personally credit a handful of books, blogs, and websites for being responsible in guiding me towards financial independence. Many books were rented from the library at no cost to me, which makes them even more powerful. Set aside time to read a few pages or maybe even a chapter a night. Learning is absolutely a requirement for financial independence. We can all tend to get in our own thought patterns, and if we approach reading and learning with an open mind and are willing to have our beliefs challenged sometimes, that's kind of when the magic happens. Charlie Tremendous Jones said, "You will be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet or the books you read." This dovetails nicely with the second step, and that is to examine any current inputs to see if there are any negative influences in our life. This is kind of a bit broad, and that's intentional because our situations may be very different. The questions we could ask ourselves is, do we have friends that are constantly negative, sapping us of our strength to kind of overcome any obstacle that we're facing? Do we spend hours on social media looking at other people's lives and wish that ours was more like theirs? Are we very sensitive to our material surroundings and easily discontent when someone else has something that we do not have? Kind of like leaving a light on your car overnight and coming back to find that the battery is drained and you can't turn the engine over. Conserve your energy for life's actual problems and don't invest in things that create more problems. Number 3 is to stop buying the lies we're being sold. Advertisers can be an extremely powerful influence on our behavior. It's estimated that $350 billion is spent annually in the US on advertising. Steel yourself against unwanted influences that can cause you to want to impress people. Nobody is paying attention to you because they're all focused on themselves anyways. That's a good thing because it frees you up to live your life. And even if you haven't purchased the next flagship smartphone or you aren't driving a luxury vehicle, these companies would have you believe that you're not going to be happy unless you buy their product. But when people see nice things, they're interested in the nice things and not necessarily interested in you. Corporations spend billions of dollars competing for your attention. It's worked well for me to kind of be skeptical of any advertisement and almost antagonistic towards a marketing message. Unless these companies are depositing money into your account, they have an interest in squeezing you for every dollar that they can. The fourth step is to conduct an audit of your monthly expenses and adjust as needed. This costs nothing, but is an extremely powerful way to take control of our spending habits. You may add up all of your subscriptions or fast food trips and realize you're just not getting the value from them that you were expecting. A simple recalibration of our spending can incrementally add up to a massive shift in our finances. I remember coaching a young lady who felt like she didn't have enough money on her monthly cash flow. She had a good income, but she was very social and loved to eat out and spend time with family and friends. She guessed she was spending around $800 to $1,000 a month on eating out and food delivery. We did an audit of her monthly expenses, and between eating out and DoorDash, she was spending nearly $2,000 a month. Can you imagine what $2,000 a month would add up to if you invested that wisely and allowed it to compound? It seems obvious to me, but to her, it was a complete blind spot. She just didn't know. Number 5, figure out your net worth. There's something psychological that happens when you start to track these things. Whether you do it on paper, Excel, or use an online vendor that you link your accounts to, seeing your net worth change according to your decisions is an incredibly powerful thing. It's empowering because it allows you to take ownership and to know that your decisions are affecting your finances. If you're anything like me, you'll want to pay attention to it to ensure it grows. It costs nothing, but will greatly benefit you over the years. On the flip side, if you see that your net worth is starting to drop, that'll cause you to pause a little bit and maybe wonder if we need to change a few things. I'll get to number 6 in a moment, but first, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I want to help as many people as possible with their finances, and liking and subscribing is a great way to elevate this content to as many people as possible. I spent the last few years volunteering my time and energy to coach and mentor people with their finances. I love doing it, and so this channel is a great outlet for me to help more people. Now back to the content. Number 6 is to set up an emergency fund. I have another video on savings that goes into this in greater detail, but having a healthy amount of savings for a rainy day is the springboard to you moving towards financial independence. Having 3 to 6 months of expenses as a minimum provides a shield over your financial life, preventing small to medium-sized obstacles from really affecting your day-to-day financial affairs. Nearly 60% of Americans cannot come up with $1,000 in the event of an emergency. Insulate yourself from Murphy, because he will come for you, and if you're not ready, he'll take you for every dime you have. Number 7, make sure you are enrolled in your employer-sponsored retirement plan, especially if there's a match. Leaving free money on the table is only something I would recommend if there's truly an emergency and you don't have an emergency fund. Otherwise, I would recommend starting with at least the match, and then you can move on from there. You won't even feel the money leave, as it will be automatically deducted from your paycheck before you even have a chance to spend the money. You'll experience greater margin in your life with raises and promotions and cost of living increases. As you get these raises, you can set it up to automatically go up by a percentage every year. The annual contribution limit was increased to $22,500 in 2023. Number 8, open a Roth IRA. The IRS released new limits for 2023 with a maximum contribution allowance of up to $6,500. This comes out to about $540 a month. Although you may not be in a position to max it out immediately, the maximum contribution could be something you aspire to reach in the future. Start with $50 or $100 a month and set it up automatically. Roth IRAs are allowed to grow tax-free. If you don't have access to an employer-sponsored retirement account like a 401k, a Roth IRA is a great place to start. 30 years of maxing it out with no other investments will make you a millionaire, with the balance reaching over $1.2 million. Not bad at all. Number 9, open a brokerage account and start contributing after-tax dollars. If you've made it this far, you're doing an awesome job. Although the income from a brokerage account will be taxed, this type of account can be used for anything. There's also no required minimum distributions. This is the third bucket in any kind of retirement savings and often serves as the bridge that allows someone to retire earlier than 59 and a half. Number 10, automate your life. This is really powerful because it eliminates the friction that comes with setting aside money. Many of us will set up all of our bills on auto pay, but then we won't do it for our investments or our retirement accounts. This doesn't really make sense, and when we do this, it's the epitome of paying yourself first. Our mind is an incredibly powerful thing, and it's constantly looking for stimulation. If we get dopamine hits from every purchase, which we do, we're going to want to look to rate our account for more of those hits. If we never allow ourselves to feel that money burning a hole in our wallet, we'll keep that urge to spend at bay. I remember when we were saving for our first home, I was waiting until the end of the month to see what I could justify, and unfortunately, it was never as much as I wanted. I was hard on myself, but all I really needed was a change in my process. Once I did that, everything changed. All I did was I set it up to come out automatically every 2 weeks, synced with my paycheck. Before I knew it, not even a year later, I had a solid down payment for my first home. Automating your life work. My goal with this channel is to build a community of support. If you have any questions or you need me to help you with your finances, my email is in the description below. If you have a success story that you'd like to share as it relates to this video, please share it with me in the comments below. Who knows? You might give hope or encouragement to someone who is struggling with their finances. Until next time.